Monday brought the final round of American Idol Season 20's Hollywood Week, the Showstoppers Challenge, when the 59 remaining hopefuls took the stage with a full live band in front of a live audience. They then faced Final Judgment, the tension-filled segment previously known to die-hard Idol fans as the Green Mile, as one by one, they took that harrowing walk into the judges' deliberation room to find out if they had made the top 24. As is always the case with Final Judgment, it was a night of tough goodbyes. Among those leaving the competition were Douglas Mills Jr., mom-to-be/comeback queen Sam Moss, former Miss America Betty Maxwell, gospel singer Dontrell Briggs, country teens Dakota Harden and Riley Madison, raspy rocker Jordan Chase, and purple-haired Cuban-American dynamo Yuli Mayor. However, none of these final judgments were as shocking as the bittersweet farewell to underdog Kelsie Dolin, who was just beginning to come into her own and seemed poised to be this season's surprise breakout star, the sort of contestant that American Idol is supposed to be all about. Fan favorite Kelsie Dolin goes home on American Idol. Kelsie's first audition was one of the most tear-jerking moments of season 20. A shy, small-town southerner who had a traumatic childhood due to her mother's drug addiction and was raised by her grandparents, Kelsie had never sung in public before Idol. She only auditioned to pay tribute to her grandmother, who in 2021, and she had zero confidence in her vocal SS, despite clearly being a natural. Luke Bryan even told her, "Do you know how many bad notes you hit? 0. You have this pure, beautiful voice that's never been challenged, never been pushed, never been lifted up and loved on." Story continues. Kelsie was a nervous wreck in Hollywood at first, so terrified to perform at the Orpheum Theater that she was almost shaking too hard to even hold her microphone. And she was still doubting herself during round 2, the Duets challenge, requiring multiple pep talks from both her singing partner and judge Katy Perry. But every time Kelsie opened her mouth to sing, the voice of a pop star came out. After she surprisingly nailed her Sunday duet, a verklempt Lionel told her, "I thought you wouldn't rise to the occasion. You were scared. But what you did tonight, you worked through it. Who the heck are you now?" And Katy told Kelsie, "I think you found something you can build on for the rest of your life because you finally believe in yourself. We see your future. I want to make it to the top 24 for myself. I kind of want to prove myself wrong," Kelsie declared Monday before her Showstoppers performance of Lewis Capaldi's "Before You Go," which received a standing ovation from the judges. "I know I'm coming out of the shell, it's scary, but it's good as well." When Kelsie sang Monday, it was like witnessing her evolution almost in real time. She was already clearly much more confident and self-possessed, with a fire in her eyes that had never been there before. "The best thing we saw was that light come on inside of you," Lionel told her, calling her season 20's angel in residence. But shockingly, the judges opted not to put Kelsie through to the top 24. The sympathetic edit and story arc she'd received all season made it seem like she was being primed for greatness, and I do think she had that potential, as did many Idol fans, who took to Twitter to protest the judges' heartbreaking decision. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. Still, Katy mused, "I think she got what she came for," and Lionel told Kelsie, "As far as we're concerned, you've already won the competition." And Kelsie didn't do her Green Mile retreat in defeat, instead strutting into the sunset like a champion. "I feel like I have something I didn't have coming here. I feel a lot better about myself," she declared. "Before American Idol, I didn't talk to nobody. I put it in my head that they were all judging me on the way I acted or the way I looked. I cared too much about what people and the audience were thinking about me. I don't give two craps now. I think American Idol changed my life. I think the Kelsie before American Idol was very closed up and shy and beat herself down. I'm just grateful. I want people who might not believe in themselves to know that if you just take a little step, then you can do anything you want to. This content is not available due to your privacy preferences. Update your settings here to see it. Of course, this is a talent-packed season, so the 24 singers who advanced earned their spots. Let's assess this year's crop before they move on to the next round in Hawaii. Leah Marlene. I've been a fan of this lovable oddball since the beginning, but I don't think Larkin Poe's blues rocker, She's a Self-Made Man, was the best choice for Leah. I'm sure she chose it for her 80s rocker dad, who was in the audience. And the way she had twinned the top-line vocal melody with her guitar notes was kind of neat. But she lost some of her winsome charm here. You definitely were the guitar queen, and I was hoping for more vocal queen, Katie gently scolded her. But at least Leah is versatile, so I'm looking forward to what she does next. Jay Copeland. I never quite understood why Jay received one of this season's 3 coveted platinum tickets. I've always thought he was too overcooked, too melodramatic, with a lot of bad habits that the judges gave other contestants grief for but somehow ignored or excused in his case. Jay's wailing jar of hearts didn't change this opinion for me, and it seems this week, the judges were finally starting to doubt Jay too. Luke wanted him to trim that vibrato just a hair, and Katie even said, I don't remember him being so Broadway. Later, Katie told Jay, you're almost a perfect singer, but sometimes perfection doesn't win over feeling. Just keep it a little bit dirtier, a little more soulful. Jay quit grad school to audition for Idol, so I hope he doesn't come to regret that decision. I have a feeling if he makes it to the live shows, voters won't connect with him. Nicolina Bazo. Nicolina made the brilliant choice to pull back on the all-too-familiar chorus of Adele's oft-covered Rolling in the Deep, making it whispery and hushed and suddenly fresh-sounding. The result gave the judges chills. This woman is definitely a season 20 frontrunner due to her powerful pipes alone, but this week, she also displayed artistry. And she had probably the fastest final judgment segment in Idol history, when Katie simply told her, no need to even sit down. Welcome to the top 24. Emerson Flora. Emerson is only 16, but she showed a lot of sophistication on her unexpectedly sultry cover of Kalani's Honey. Lionel loved her texture and tone, and Luke said, she's got a little star thing going on. I am intrigued to see what Emerson does next. I think she has layers we haven't even seen yet. Katira Love. We didn't see a lot of Katira in Hollywood, which makes no sense, because she's clearly a star. Every time we see her, she lights up the screen. Ryan Seacrest even made her an honorary commentator, and Luke called her personality infectious. Her performance of A Sweet Thing by Rufus and Chaka Khan was a bit old-fashioned. I think she's cooler and sassier than this, but she nailed the high notes like a true diva. You sing like Whitney, and Whitney's the GOAT, raved Katie. I hope Katira gets a more generous edit in Hawaii. Fritz Hager. This quirky troubadour took a massive risk doing an original, inconsequential love written for his little sister, but the song meant so much to him that he was willing to go home if it didn't go over well. To be totally honest, the song was not great, but Fritz's heartfelt delivery sold it. It was very raw, very James Arthur/Sam Fender. Fritz admitted, I don't think I would be this emotional if I did a cover. That was the most vulnerable I have been in my entire life. If Fritz can actually apply that sort of passion to cover songs, he could be unstoppable this season. Jacob Moran. Jacob tried out for Idol 2 years ago and was cut in Hollywood Week, so he's at least bested his previous Idol record. But his cover of Lady Gaga's Is That Alright was barely shown this Monday, and he did flounder in last week's genre challenge. So, I question how much farther this old-fashioned balladeer can go in season 20. Allegra Miles. Allegra was a top 9 finalist on The Voice season 18, and I think she has the vocal chops and songwriting SS to make the top 10 on Idol as well. But like Jacob, Allegra was the victim of a brief, brutal edit this week, so that doesn't bode well. Mike Parker, Ellie Rowe. These two made it through during a quick montage, but their Showstoppers performances weren't shown at all. At least Jacob and Allegra got a few seconds each. Again, this was not a good sign. But I recall Mike in particular being interesting, so watch this space. Cameron Whitcomb. Cameron has been one of season 20's class clowns, although his Sunday Credence duet with Tristan Gressett proved he can be serious when it really matters. For the Showstoppers episode, he was back to his dorky ways, backflipping during a raucous cover